The last blue slip I have is Campbell Ingram, Executive Officer of the Delta Conservancy. Welcome, Campbell.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair and Council members. Congratulations,
Yep.
Chair Feary, and thank you very much to Jessica and staff for putting this together. I agree. I think it's very helpful. I'll be very brief because I think Stuart touched on many of my comments. I really kind of want to expand just a little bit on what Byron Buck said earlier. He correctly stated that for the biological opinions, the FERPA agreement, the agencies are coordinating, they're working together to do this suitability analysis. I just want to point out that these regional conservation strategies are really being designed and thought of, recognizing that we have quite a bit of restoration happening now and anticipate more. We have the biological opinions, we've got the ERP, the remainder of the ERP under Department of Fish and Wildlife. We've got the Central Valley Plan of Flood Protection that is coming online. Of course, as Steve just mentioned, the Student Marsh Management Plan. And then, of course, there's the potential of the BDCP with enormous targets. And so there is a great need for a great deal of coordination and integration. One point I'd like to make about the regional conservation strategies and this concept of a hub, and the way I like to describe it, it's the place where we have the tools and the resources to be able to hold the complexity of the ecosystem, along with the complexity of the agricultural overlay and the land use component, and the complexity of the flood protection system in the Delta. It allows us to look at all of that collectively in space and time with the Delta community and bring them in to actually have an input in helping us decide where these opportunities really are and where we can have effective restoration that best fits the landscape. The other thing I would say that in some ways I view these as the translation documents. We will have acreage targets in permits. We've got to be able to address those, but in the long run we ultimately want landscape scale functional ecosystem restoration. And so I think about these conservation strategies as the way that we make those two work together for an effective restoration program in the long term. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Campbell.